Hi, let us understand about HTTP cookies. Cookies are a small flat file which will be stored in the client side by the server to store the information so that the client can provide the same information back to the server when they are making the feature request. Say for example, user might have selected some of the preferred options like age, location, locale when they are submitting the form. The same information will be put within a cookie and it will be stored locally within the browser. In future, if the user is making a request from the same browser, the cookie will also be sent along with the request so that the server knows this is what the user had opted for the preferences in the earlier request, and accordingly it can serve the request. Whenever I am visiting a page, the server may know some information from the cookies, and the cookie will help me to store the information for a specific lifetime. Cookies helps me to store the information, and the information we can set the age using the method set max age, and I can have n number of cookies added to the response, and the cookies will be stored within the HTTP header whenever they are making the request. Let us see a small workflow. Assume a client making a request to the server, and the server will provide the page that is being requested by the client, and client may choose some of the preferred options saying these are all my preferences, and accordingly a cookie will be stored within the browser, that is within the client side, and the same preference can be stored within the server also within some persistent storage. And whenever a client making a feature request, the cookie will also be sent to the server so that the server can take informed decision and accordingly it can serve the client. Let us take an example of a website. Say this is a ticket booking website. Whenever I access the website, it's going to pre-populate the from and to along with the departure date. This was the information that I had provided earlier, and that will be stored within the cookie. I can see what are all the cookies stored within this specific website in this particular browser by getting into the developer tools applications tab. The left I do have cookies. For this particular website, these are all the cookies stored, and this is the lifetime of the cookie, for how long it's going to be there. And based on this particular information, the server will be taking the decision on what was the user preference, what user had selected earlier, who that particular client was. And to perfectly say cookies, mostly it's used to track what user did on that particular website earlier. We are going to see how to add a cookie to a website, and how to delete a cookie, and what are all the informations, and how the lifetime of the cookie can be set for any JSP page.